Okay, and we're back with another episode of Skyblock. Let me pull up my notes over here. So I went ahead and placed all this, but I'll go through the crafting recipes really quick. It was actually fairly simple except for the disk drives in there. That was the most frustrating part, was the disk drives. So we'll go ahead and start with the solder, however you want to say it. So you need quartz enriched iron, which is I'd found out is very aggravating to try to get, because the only way to really get it, you can get it sieving sand with a diamond mesh, but it's like 1% chance. The easiest way to get it is in the green loot bags, which still is not very easy. It took forever to finally get all these that I needed, because I had like 264 stacks and it wasn't enough. And then you need a piston, or a sticky piston, which is just a piston. I've shown the crafting recipe on here several times, with a slime ball. And just down the sides for the quartz enriched iron, sticky piston on the top and on the bottom, and then that's it. Next you've got the controller, which is right here. You'll have to make a machine casing, which is just quartz enriched iron. That part's easy. Then more quartz enriched iron, in the corners, silicone, and a diamond. And you'll get your controller. And that is this right here. This is what you'll have actually connected to your power source. The rest of these can just be connected, next to it, or you could have a cable running around if you wanted to kind of spread it out. I might end up moving the disk drives, kind of up against the wall if I need more space. But as of right now, I'm thinking this might be enough space for now. Hopefully it will, because those were very aggravating to try to make. Next you've got your grid. And I left off crafting grid on my list. I'll have to remember that one. So you need... I'm sorry, I just woke up. You need a grid for the crafting grid. So for the grid, you'll need more quartz enriched iron, another machine casing, and then the construction core, the improved processor, 2 of those, and then a destruction core. These are, you'll have to make a basic processor. So this is using the solder. You'll need printed basic processor, which is smelting iron in the furnace. You'll get one of these, and then printed silicone. The printed silicone you put in the solder, just silicone. Oh no, never mind. Okay, you can. Or you can smelt it. Either way. And you'll get that. And then, let's see, redstone, the printed silicone, or the printed basic processor, which is the iron one. And then that, you get your basic processor. Put it with nether quartz, you'll get your destruction core. The construction core, is the same, except for the last one you use glowstone. Then your improved processor is a printed improved processor, which is gold. You'll have to smelt gold to get that. And then just put it in that pattern and you'll get your grid. Then you put your grid with a crafting table and an advanced processor, which is a diamond that's smelted with the normal bottom items. Just put it like that, and you get your crafting grid. And when you open it, this is a really cool thing I noticed. The controller actually shows everything you have connected to it. So you'll know, you can make sure everything is properly connected to it. And then here's your crafting grid. Disk drives, I'll go over here in just a second, but you could put 8 disks total. And then your solder. Where is it? Crafter. Huh. I need to see exactly what that is. Disk drive. So I'll need 2 of the advanced processors, which is the diamond, and then just quartz enriched iron down the sides, and you'll get your disk drives. Now, for these, you have to have these disks over here. There's a 1K, 4K, 16, and 64K storage disk. These are items. So you need to make sure that you're getting the right one because there are fluid storage case or discs, which I almost started making, and then I realized it said fluid next to it. There's also a couple different ways you can craft these. So you can do it this way, which is you'll still have to make the storage part no matter what. And then, just going up, it's the same. Or you can just make the storage parts, which is what I did, and then make the storage housing afterward. So storage housing, just that. And it's literally the same process. It's just, it was easier for me to keep up with to make the storage parts that I needed and then go back and make a couple storage casings. So for the 1K, you'll need silicone, any type of glass. It doesn't have to be stained glass or anything. That's just, cycling through. It can be basic glass and then redstone. For the 4K, you'll need 3 of the 1K. You'll need basic processors, another quartz enriched iron, and then redstone. For the 16, you need an improved processor, which is the gold one. You smelt the gold, you get that top, and then you put them all together. That's what you get, or that's what you need. And then, like I said, 3 of the 4K. For the 64, you need 3 of the 16s, the advanced processor, which is the diamond that you smelt to get it, and then the quartz enriched iron and redstone. And then the storage housing, which again, it's the same crafting recipe. It's just you add it in there, which really you could do. But I just did it this way. Then all you have to do is put them together in the crafting grid and you'll get it. Now, is that it? It takes a lot, by the way. So, assuming my numbers were right, I ended up making 5 blues. 5 of the 64K. But for 4 blues, you would need, going all the way to the end of the line, if I got it right, you need 102 of the 1K storage discs. Or storage parts. 102 of these. That is where my issue came from with the quartz enriched iron. I cleaned out... Well, let me show you my other issue. This thing was part of the issue. Because it pumps them through. It doesn't open the green, it opens only yellows. That's where I had an issue. Because I wasn't getting any greens to open. I had to stand here and watch for it to pop up and hurry up and click to open them or to get them out. And then I even emptied this out. And these are, it's a very low chance to get this. Let's see. Even with a diamond to mesh, it's 1%. 1 times 1%. So very, very rare. And I emptied this out. I think I had for sure a 64 stack, maybe going on a second one, I think. It was a pain to try to get. Can't stop yawning. Verdant Sprig? I don't remember getting that. Okay. No clue where that came from. So now, I guess I can start moving everything over there. Actually, no. I'm sure you all know how to use a builder's wand, but I'm going to go ahead and just do this on the episode. I'll leave this just because of how big it is. I don't want anything to spawn on the opposite side of it. So I'll break all these. So you got to make sure that you've got it going up, and all you do is right click and it places all the blocks for you. It's actually a very, very easy way to build, especially if you're just going straight up. And I added one extra layer. And I'm still trying to decide exactly how I'm going to end up building all this. There we go. So it should be about right there. Right there. About right there. Right there. And right there. Oh, I also decided to take this in one. Instead of it being like a square on the sides, because I was even going to build this out. I decided I wanted to kind of round it off, but there's no way, there's no, what's that mod? Carpenter? Yeah, there's no carpenter's blocks. Because then you could do the slants or ramps or whatever they were. See, that's the chisel mod. That's chisel and bits. There's no carpenter blocks. Which really sucks, because then I could actually have it a little bit more rounded off. I could put the slopes on the side, or like angled differently, and it would make it a little bit smoother going around. But I decided I'm going to do this up maybe 60 to 70 blocks, and then take it in another one. Maybe take it in one more. Just to kind of give it another look when you look at it. Or another, you know, it won't just be a black, like, cylinder going up into the sky. It'll look a little bit better, hopefully. And I'm trying to figure out lighting situations and all that, because I'm wanting to have fairly high ceilings. Not like 20 or 50 blocks per floor, but at least 10. Well, maybe smaller. I might go 8. Which means lighting on the top, it would have to be almost constant all the way through. It would almost have to be the entire thing to be able to light the floor. Or I could put lights in the floor. And what I was thinking was, if I did like the pathways, kind of like, okay, you're supposed to walk over here, there'd be an elevator here, but then have like the square going around, have it going out each corner, and then I'm thinking about dividing these up. So every floor will actually have 4 different things on it. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a whole kitchen mod. Isn't there? Oven, yeah. At Pam's. Does this have them? Because I know this is a big food thing. No. Let me go back to oven. See what that other mod was. Cooking for blockheads. Right. So see, cooking table, oven, a fridge, sink, tool rack, toaster, milk jar, cow in a jar, kitchen counter. So see, what I was thinking was this whole area here could be like the kitchen. That's where all my food will stay. Every bit of it. And then I'll probably have a door going that way. I might even do like a semi-fancy little awning that goes over, because I've about decided I'm going to pull the chicken farm back this way. I don't know, though. I might leave it over there. And then put the actual farm on that end. Yeah, that's what I'll do. For now. Next episode I'll end up talking about it, and I'll change my mind, probably. But, anyways, that's the end of that. So, storage is done. I'll probably have to expand that. That's why I went ahead and made a second disk drive. I couldn't force myself to go through that process anymore, making the disks. So I'll go ahead and just start storing stuff. In fact, I'm just going to store my entire inventory. Makes it a little bit easier. And this thing is stuck. Oh, no it's not. I hit the X like 3 million times. And it's never done anything. That's a load of crap. I'm really hoping I'm not going to run out of space here. Because I want to be able to get rid of every one of these chests out here. How are we doing? Okay. I should have plenty of space. This is going to be so much easier to use than having to go through all these friggin' chests. Also, I know what some of you are probably thinking. This will not stay here. All these farms, these will be moved over into the actual farm building. What I'm planning on is getting rid of all this cobblestone and putting dirt, so it actually looks like in real life, if you was walking up to a like tower or something, which of course, you know, New York and places like that, it's just concrete everywhere. But I want it to actually look legit, like grass, trees, the whole 9 yards. I want it to look nice walking up to it, instead of it just being a bunch of stone and holes and all that. I'm going to try to make it look remotely decent. I might even put a little pond. This area right here is going to be like a small park in front of the building. That's the best way I know to describe it. Oh, I know what I could do. I was just thinking of things I could add to this. If I do the chickens on that side, I could put the basic shelves here, because I don't want all that crap just filling up my inventory. Or my crafting grid. Because, I mean, it is limited in all reality. It's got a lot of storage, but it is limited. But I could put maybe even on this one right here. Or, I don't know, I might do the... Why is my mouse... Okay. On that back section, I could put drawers going down, just like a whole bunch of them, and have all those leading to it. So everything will still be going into my tower. It'll be easier to get than having to run all the way over there every time I need something. but it won't. It also won't fill up my crafting grid. And then if I ever need something, I can just run over, grab, you know, 2 or 3 stacks out, go ahead and throw it in the crafting grid. The only aggravating thing is I'm still not done with the chickens. I still have so many chickens. I need to find me an axe. Surely I've got one. There we go. This is gonna look so much better. And then if I need something, all I have to do is type it in. I don't have to look for it or anything. Okay, that one's not done, that one's not done, that one's not done. Okay. Shoot, I won't even be filling one of these up. That's awesome. That's how much space I'm going to end up having. I also do want to have like a little trophy room. All the player heads you can get. Actually, I don't know if you get as many in this one as you do 2.5. But in 2.5, I had like chest full after chest full of different player heads. Which actually, if I really wanted to make this tower awesome, I could just put everything in here. I'm sure all the chickens would fit on one floor. Because I got to thinking about it, and I think 9x9 is going to be way too much. I might be able to get away with a 4x4. And then the farm... Actually, no, that farm would take up a lot of space. So I take that back. I'll leave them in separate buildings. Okay, so both of these are done. Okay, this one. I'm not going to keep those string meshes. I don't need string that bad that I need to save those. That's just wasted space. So I'll go over here and dump these. See, this is still the downside to this thing. Still have to go through and dump everything that it won't take. Okay, I was going to say, it should take those. Okay, so there's that one done. There's that one. That can stay there for now. So I've just got those two left. Oh, no. Well, that one's got its purpose. That I'm saving to finish all that stuff. Okay, I'm at 25 minutes. I'm trying to finish this before I have to end the episode to show how much better it looks when you have all your storage in one area. Or in this. I'm really, really looking forward to being able to vein mine all this and just get rid of every bit of this crap that's here. Which, by the way, I'll be moving this into my tower. I'm going to make it a little bit differently so it doesn't have to be so tall. I'll make it wider, which turns out you can do. I didn't know that. Which, then again, I didn't tinker around with it ever. I always just made the basic one that it shows in the picture. Okay, you guys need to go. Stupid zombie pigman. What was that pink? Oh, fertilized essence. Okay. What I might even do is just throw some of that stuff in with that. Except for the armor. The armor is going to be the only thing I won't be able to pull out of there. Because the armor, with it being enchanted and then all that stuff, I don't know if it'll just suck it out of here. But then all this stuff, if I put a filter, I think it'll pull it out. And then I could have a basic drawer in there. I could even just empty whenever I need to. So that should be all my chests other than that setup there. That's for that. And that has my compressed cobblestone in it. That's everything. Jeez, that's odd not having all those chests there. And not having to look for stuff now. Because all I need... Oh, look, I need a diamond. D-I-A-M-O-N-D. Everything diamond. And you'll even know exactly how many you have. And even after all this right here, it only ended up taking up not even a sixth of this so far. That's awesome. So I've still got 4 completely untouched discs, and this one has barely even been used. I've got so much free space. I'm going to take these, and then I need my baked ones. And then I think I've said it before, but my plan is... Oh, okay. My plan is to move my solar farm and all that back behind all this so my power can run up the back of the building. So the back is going to look pretty rough, but it's the front that matters. The front's what everyone will see. Which actually what I might even do... I might just... deal with having wiring on the inside and just pull it up through the floor and run it all the way up. I don't know. I'll figure something out. I'll decide how I want it to look. But I'm so glad I finally did that. That was actually fairly simple. It was just trying to get the material. How did we... Oh, I took a bunch of potatoes out. Okay. Took about 200 potatoes out, actually. Or no, over 100. Let's say, how did it drop that many items? Okay. I'll just store that. Yeah. So, next episode, I think I will move all these temporarily into the base. So that way I can start building the actual chicken building. The farmhouse, I guess I'll just call it. Because I am going to get some cows or try to get a couple cows and a couple pigs to put in there too. So I'll have them if I ever need them. But I shouldn't because, all this. Which these don't give me the same meat as them. But I'm good. I think I'm just going to do a 4x4 for each one. And I know supposedly they drop less items if they're like this compared to just free range, but I'm afraid they'll end up despawning. And it doesn't look like these do, because these have been here forever, and so have those two. But I'm just afraid I'll turn around and they'll all be gone, or something. There we go. I also need to finish breeding them, so I can actually get all the chickens. And I don't have my net with me, so... Sorry, little guy. Never mind, you get... Well, no. Lure him out and then finish him off. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to have to hatch a lot of eggs. Oh, but what I was going to say... I know episode's running a little bit over. If you have them like this, you've got a lot of entities all over the ground then. Because I don't know how fast the hen house picks up. And then if I miss putting... Because you can have... I think it's the hen house, isn't it? Yeah. The hen house you power with... hay bales. And it'll pick stuff up around you. Or like around them within so many blocks. Which means I would have to have one every, probably 2 little enclosures of chickens. And that would just cause a whole big issue. Because if it gets clogged up, there'll be a bunch of items on the ground and I'm going to end up losing them. If I do it this way, it might be a little bit slower, but I can just have them sucked right out the bottom of it. So that's why I'm thinking about doing it that way. Then, like I said, everything will go straight into there. All the snowballs and all that. And I'll just have a chest or a drawer for each item. Going all the way through here. Even all the dyes. Just for the sake of having them. But that'll be the... Oh, no. This will not be... that will not be the end of this episode. We still have something we've got to do. I'll just type it in so I don't have to scroll all the way through and find it. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, it did give me one. Okay. Where is it? Create a refined storage system to store your things. Check. We finally actually accomplished something that's really useful. Oh. Use energy conduits to power several machines at once. Check. I've done that too. I thought I checked that last time. Now, all this we've still not done. I need to figure out how to get that, the Supremium armor, before I go fight the Ender Dragon. Which actually, let me update you on that really quick. I'm still waiting for 4 more. So as soon as I get those, that next episode will be fighting the Ender Dragon. Hopefully it happens soon, because I'm actually getting all kinds of Draconium. If I'm not mistaken, every one of these turns into... Yeah. So I've got over a 64 stack of Draconium. I'm going to open one of these. First I'm going to store everything, so I don't have anything on me. Then I'm going to back away from my base. And hope that's not just like a nuke that goes off and destroys everything. Release the horde. Okay. Well, there we go. That'll be the end of this episode. Hopefully the next episode will be fighting the Ender Dragon. If not, it'll be me organizing everything inside, laying the... I might do all the drawers off camera because... off camera, I guess. Out of recording, whatever. Because it's going to take a while to make sure I get a drawer for every single item. Because if I don't, then I'm going to get doubles, and it's going to cause a whole big issue. So I might do all that outside of recording and go ahead and move all of them outside of recording. And then I'll have to figure out how many spaces I need for that building and all that. That's going to be a pain, but I'll get all that done before the next episode.